It is 5:32 p.m. and I'll call the meeting to order. Let's do a roll call to see who's present. This is Brian and I am here.
This is Rainey. I'm here.
This is Hay and I'm here.
This is Brooke and I'm here.
And we have a quorum. Item 3, Governing Council Administrative Discussion and Action Items 3.1, a recommendation to approve the agenda for the May 18th, 2026 regular meeting, postponed until today.
This is Rainey, and I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for May 18th or May 22nd, 2026 regular meeting.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
This is Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
The motion passes. Item 3.2, a recommendation to approve the minutes from the April 20th, 2026 regular meeting.
This is Rainey. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 20th, 2026 regular meeting.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes. And Lori, thank you so much for making that one minor edit after my email
Of course.
a little while back. All right. Item 3.3, which I don't like seeing, but I guess we have to do it. A recommendation to approve the resignation of Rainey Mullen from the Governing Council effective June 30th, 2026.
I don't approve.
Oh, unfortunately, Rainey, that means we'll have to stay on the governing council.
I feel like I should abstain from this one.
Is there a motion?
I can do the motion if need be.
You're welcome to.
Okay. So this is Rainey, and I make a motion to approve the resignation of me, Rainey Mullen, from the Governing Council effective June 30th, 2026.
This is Brooke and I second.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
The motion passes. Rainey, will we see you at the June meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Item 4, public comments. I do not see anybody online to provide public comments. Moving to item 5, stakeholder reports and action items. 5.1, director's report. Lori.
I would love to maybe defer my report to see how much time we have at the end. Unfortunately, it is graduation season and my daughter's graduated this week, and so I have a previous commitment this evening. So I'm looking to get out of here in about an hour. Would the governing council accept that request?
Could you put together a written report
Absolutely.
by, I don't know, end of next week from today?
Let's say by the 1st.
Fair.
Okay.
Laura, remind me, when is or has it happened, the kindergarten bridging?
Yes, I can give you guys a quick rundown of events. Next
That would be
week,
great.
on Tuesday is our field day. So that's just a fun day. Wednesday in the morning, we will be doing soapbox speeches for middle school, just the top vote getters. And I think that'll be around 10 a.m. The kinder bridging ceremony is at 1:30 on Wednesday, the 27th. And then Thursday, the 28th, we have our 8th grade graduation. And that is in the evening. So I think we'll open the doors, so to speak, at 5:30. And then Friday, the 29th, is the last day of school for kids in K through 5. We have the middle school trek the next week, starting on June 3rd.
Thank you very much. Item 5.2, teacher report. Did we receive anything from Ms. Khanna?
I did not.
Items 5.3 and 5.4, family council and student council report. Anything for those respectively?
No.
Item 6, finance committee. 6.1, summary from the previous finance committee meeting on May 13th. Elizabeth.
All righty. So Lori, let me share. And just a note, I am in Seattle right now. I haven't thought about this stuff since Monday, so fingers crossed I remember what it all means. Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I think you can share now.
Okay. And I apologize. We added 2 bars at the last minute, so I just uploaded, like in the last 5 minutes, a revised report that includes those 2 bars. I had uploaded the bars earlier. I just hadn't gotten around to updating the report. So, but that's up there now, and I also just uploaded the calendar because I saw it wasn't up there. So, all right. Can you guys see the RFR
Yes.
report?
Okay.
Great. So I finally got, let me move you guys so I can see this. The out of school time one submitted, and Mary's been working hard on the other ones. We're pretty much current. There are 2 that we had to submit through 520 for grants that run through, sorry, I went past them. APS, and Mary just did those on Wednesday. So that was 24106, which I don't think she's updated this yet, but I saw that she'd done it, and 24190. Oh, because I printed this before she did it, that's why. Yes, so those have been done since. And then for the grants that run through the state, we'll be submitting the first week of June for expenditures through May, and then we'll do a final RFR at the end of the year. Any questions on this?
Elizabeth, for 24190, what does the MS stand for?
That was just a note to us that we needed to do it through 520 because that was APS's deadline. So that was just to make sure it's a placeholder.
Okay.
Yeah. That's MS for Mary Schofield because she was doing that one. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I now know what it stands for. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Then up next is the pledge collateral report. And the bank needs to keep at least 50% of the uninsured deposits. And as you can see, we had almost 110%. So that is looking really good. Any questions on the pledge collateral? All right, I'm going to move on to the March financials, and I'm going a little quick in hopes to get Lori out here in time for her thing. So this is quarter end of March, so these things should look nice and clean because these are the ones we submit to APS and PED, and Mary works hard on making sure they're clean, so they are. Any negatives you see here are areas that we had submitted for reimbursement, and almost all of that has come back. So they're really working hard to get the money back to us quickly, which we really appreciate. So we had in total $1,714,756, of which $862,293 were in operational. Okay, that's all I had for the statement of financial position. And if you have any questions, jump in, but I'm going to just keep going. Up next is a statement of revenue, expenditures, and changes in fund balance, and that basically shows you where our revenue's coming and where our expenditures are. And there's no red flags here. And then up next is the cash disbursements. I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see, and let me know if you have any questions on any of these. Is there anything interesting in here? There's some Science Olympiad stuff in here. We replaced a water heater.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I see a couple for TLC. Were those expected?
Yeah, and actually, in past years, we would have seen them a lot more frequently. This has actually been a pretty good year for not having a lot of clogged toilets. So
Mm,
they're doing something right. So, and they haven't been out as frequently. Oops, sorry, I went too far to deal with the lift station. They have made a few trips more than we would like, but it has been worse in past years. There is a big one at the end there. We did have an episode where we had sewage backing up and they had to clear block lines. Um, but that has all been taken care of. So, and then they set up the swamp cooler. We only have one swamp cooler on campus, and it's in the back building, on the one at the playground. Any other questions? Okay. Up next is the budget to actual, and we have no negative functions, which, as you know, is what we always look for. So there is no red. And I'm not actually going over far enough for you to see the red, but there isn't any to see. So I even did it, and I was like, good, there's nothing there shouldn't be. So, because that's also what APS and PED look for. So at quarter end, we make sure it's clean. So are there any questions on the March financials?
And
With that, then
if there are no questions, Elizabeth just completed items 6.1 through 6.3, and we're ready for a motion for item 6.4.
There we go. This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve financial statements and cash disbursements for the month ending 3/31/26.
Hey, and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
This is Hay, and I approve.
And the motion passes. On to the bars. Item 6.3,
Yay.
a recommendation to approve bar FY 26-27, 24,190.
All right, so this is to move some funds. We had budgeted worst case scenario for our academic language therapist, and she's not going to use as much as we thought, so we're putting more into training. Any questions on this bar?
Elizabeth or Lori, is this going to zero us out for this fund, the CSI money?
Yep, that's the plan.
Awesome. Okay. Is there a motion for item 6.5?
Yes, this is Rainey, and I make a motion to approve bar FY 26/27, 24,190.
This is Hay, and I second.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay, and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 6.6, a recommendation to approve bar FY 26-28, 26,107.
Wow, there's a lot going on in this bar. So this is for our innovative staffing grant, and we had originally put it in to fund basically time for staff and for Mary. But we can also use it to purchase furniture for creating innovative staffing spaces, and that's what Lori would like to do. So we're basically doing both transfer and maintenance to get the money into furniture codes. That's what the supply assets are, and also to cover the travel that Lori and Brian just did, because that wasn't in there originally either. So any questions on this bar?
No questions, Elizabeth, but Lori, maybe at the June meeting, we can talk about our trip to Carlsbad.
yes, I would like that.
Great. Is there a motion for item 6.6?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve bar FY 26/28, 26,107.
This is Hay, and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay, and I approve.
And the motion passes. Item 6.7, a recommendation to approve bar FY 26-29, 26,107.
You will notice too, next time we do the RFR, that there's going to be multiple ones within the 26107. We haven't started spending off of these yet, so they're not in there yet. But this is an agreement for hard to staff special ed. And basically, there were criteria that the state set. They determined which staff met that. We concurred, and they are giving us $2,500 for each of those 4 staff members. So we're getting a grand total of $10,000, and that's what this bar does.
I am very happy about this. Is there a motion for item 6.7?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve bar FY 26-29 26107.
This is Hay, and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
This is Hay, and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 6.8, a recommendation to approve bar FY 26-30 11,000.
So this we just received earlier in the month, and it's more SEG money coming through Hold Harmless. And if you come down here, you'll see that we got an additional $51,750. So that's what this bar is doing, is budgeting those additional funds that are coming through the SEG.
Elizabeth, just for the benefit of the governing council, the state changed the procedure that schools at risk funding was calculated. So it used to be that charter schools had the same at risk numbers as their authorizing district, or were calculated independently if they were authorized through the state. But some charter schools have an at risk measure that's higher than the districts. Some have one that is not as high. So ultimately, when they made that change, they said to schools, we're going to hold you harmless for a year while we change your budget. They didn't fund it, however, in the spring 2025 legislative session. So they funded in the spring 2026 legislative session and then dispersed the money now.
Thank you for that, Lori.
Mhm.
Is there a motion for item 6.8?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve bar FY 26-30 11,000.
This is Hay, and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
This is Hay, and I approve.
And the motion passes. Item 6.9, a recommendation to approve bar FY 26-31 24106.
Okay, so this is a decrease bar for the IDEA-B funding. We got a letter on, or notification on Monday. They had kind of given us a heads up, but we got the official word on Monday that the final budget was less than they had expected. So this is a decrease bar to meet the final allocation letter from APS. And there's the bar that does that.
Is this tied to fewer students with disabilities expected?
No, this is unusual. I can't think of another time when APS has reduced our allocation of a federal fund, especially this close to the end of the school year. I've occasionally seen it increased. I don't think I've ever seen it decreased. My understanding is that it was either the state or the district that incorrectly calculated how much money they were carrying forward from a previous year. And due to that incorrect calculation of actually how much money was carried forward, that reduced IDEA-B funding, essentially.
So this is salary for our SPED coordinators, and we are covering part of it through operational. So it's not impacting students. And actually the fact that we got the innovative staffing grant, that helps a little bit too. So, yeah.
Thank you for that. Is there a motion for 6.9?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve bar FY 26-31 24106.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
This is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 6.10, a recommendation to approve bar FY 26-32, 24109.
So this is basically the same thing as the last one. This is the ID-B funding that's for pre-K and kinder. We get a lot less in there, so the decrease is also less.
Is there a motion for 6.10?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve bar FY 26-32, 24109.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
The motion passes. Item 6.11, a recommendation to approve temporary loans to other funds for the quarter ending March 31st, 2026.
So this is basically something that APS and the PED request is proof that we have enough money to cover basically our grant funding that we're requesting reimbursement for, and that we are notifying you guys of where we stand. So if you go to the last page, and I know it's really small, let me see if I can make it bigger. So you can see in total there is 100,466 that basically 11,000, which is operational, is covering. And if you remember from the beginning, we actually have 862,000 in there, so we have more than enough to cover the funds that are awaiting payments on the request for reimbursements. And so if you go down below, you can see that in 21,000 and 21,100, which are the lunch programs, we've got $80 in the USDA fund and a little over 4,000 in the state match, and then there's some 32,000 in the 24,000 funds and 37,000 in the 27,000 funds, and the 31,200 over there, that's the PSCOC lease reimbursement, and that's what makes up the 100,000. Any questions on the temporary loans to other funds?
Hearing no questions, is there a motion for item 6.11?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve temporary loans and other funds for the quarter ending 3/31/26.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
This is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 6.12, a recommendation to increase purchase order and give director permission to sign contracts with vendors for furniture for up to $30,000.
So this is basically for the furniture that we're buying with the Innovative Staffing Grant, and we are at a point now where we knew we were going to go over the 15,000 with one of the vendors we're using, Community Playthings, and so we just wanted to bring the whole package to the Governing Council.
I don't have any questions. Is there a motion for item 6.12?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to increase purchase order and give director permission to sign contracts with vendors for furniture for up to $30,000.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 6.13, a recommendation to approve the FY 27 contract with Genuine Foods through ACES for food service.
So this is the second year in a possible 4-year contract with them, and I can't speak to how the kids like the food because I'm not, I don't see that side, but financially it's allowed us to pay for most of the food service salary, which is something we've never been able to do before. And so the way the contract works is that there's a set administrative fee, and they were allowed to increase it up to 3.9% for fiscal year 27. They have chosen to increase it 3%. And so the total for the administrative fee is $18,025. And then it's cost reimbursable. And that's where the savings is coming. So it's hard to say what it's going to look like next year because food costs are going up, but we are expecting a revenue of around 210,000 and that the contract is going to be around 175 with Genuine. So we should still have enough difference to be able to cover most, if not all, of the salary of our food server, which is huge for us. So, any questions?
Hearing none, is there a motion for item 6.13?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve FY 27 contract with Genuine Foods through ACES for food service.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
This is Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 6.14, a recommendation to amend Mount Mahogany Community School calendar for the 2026-2027 school year to include one remote learning day.
October 9th. And I apologize that I didn't catch it sooner, but when I went to enter it in OPMS, I was short a day. So this is basically the same thing we did last year. So this gives us the same number of school days that we had this current year, because we also had that remote learning day at about the same place. So right after we do the parent-teacher conferences in the fall. Any questions?
Lori, what's the overall message to staff or expectations for remote learning, especially given that it's right in the middle, like the conferences are right before, and then the 12th is fall break?
The staff does most of their work for that remote learning day before the actual day. So generally, we pick a topic and prepare work on that topic that is sent home with students. And then because the state requires the remote learning to be partially synchronous and partially asynchronous, then we open Zooms for students for part of the day. Mostly that's for them to check in and get any help with the work. Usually it's something like this year we were doing our one school, one book, which was the wild robot. So the work was related to that. Students wrote some essays. They had some math that was like color by numbers that went to make a wild robot mural. So we try to make it fun for students because it is fall break. So, it is a time when sometimes we see some families might be traveling or doing other things too.
And is attendance taken that day for the virtual?
Yes, it does. It is.
All right. Any additional questions about the calendar? Hearing none, is there a motion for item 6.14?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to amend Mountain Mahogany Community School calendar for the 2026-2027 school year to include one remote learning day.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 6.15, recommendation to approve purchases over $15,000 for the start of the 2026-2027 school year as presented.
That's normally something we present at the June meeting, so I would like to ask if we could table it until then.
Okay. Is there a motion to table 6.15?
This is Rainey. I'll make a motion to table 6.15 till next month.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes. The next Finance Committee meeting is June 4th. Elizabeth, that seemed like a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 7, Policy Committee, 7.1, no summary from previous Policy Committee meeting, 7.2, next Policy Committee meeting to be determined. Item 8, Academic Excellence Committee, 8.1, summary from previous Academic Excellence Committee meeting on May 6th. Briefly, the team at Mount Mahogany administered a staff assessment, and we focused on reviewing the results of those assessment or the survey. And there's really good information in the survey. We're going to have some baseline information for a few items in our strategic plan. And we're going to continue talking about the survey results at future meetings. At our next Academic Excellence Committee meeting, Lori expects to have interim EOI interim assessment data, so we'll take a look at that as well. Lori, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, only that Brian, you and I discussed state testing results, and it looks like if students tested before a certain date in April, we are going to get their results this month. And then if they tested after that date in April, we'll get their results in June.
Okay.
So there'll kind of be two stages of looking at state assessment results. Of course, the results altogether will be embargoed until the state has been through the review process.
Do you know approximately what percentage of students took the state assessment prior to that deadline?
It looks like none of third grade was finished. Fourth and fifth grade had finished ELA, but not math. And middle school, except for a few students who were taking makeup tests, had finished both.
Okay, so we'll have a little bit to look at.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
All right. Our next Academic Excellence Committee meeting is on June 3rd. Item 9, Council Development Committee. 9.1, review status of board member training hours and training opportunities. GC members, is there any concern about meeting the training requirement before June 30th?
I think I actually finished it finally.
Okay.
Yeah, my plan is probably next weekend to work on mine.
Okay.
Rainey, the public charter schools of NM trainings may have landed in your inbox. Did you receive them?
I did.
Okay, great.
Oh, good. It wasn't clear that it was going through, so I'm very glad to hear that.
Yep, I got him. Thank you.
And then Brooke, yours should have come through the state, like through the charter school division of the PED.
Okay.
If you need help at all, let me know.
Great. Thank you for that. Item 9.2, review recruitment of board members / candidates for the governing council. We do have one. And Lori, did you have a chance to reach out to him just to?
I just sent a quick hello email, but
Great.
I'm going to invite him to campus and hopefully he'll be able to visit.
Yes. I know he was very excited about that. And because like I mentioned to you, I know I got a lot out of that when you invited me prior to me joining back in 2022. All right. Item 10, Director Support Committee. 10.1, a recommendation for a closed session for the GC for limited personnel matters pursuant to Section 10-15-1H of the Open Meetings Act. The GC will enter into a closed session only to discuss the 2025-2026 school year director evaluation and the 2026-2027 school year director contract. Is there a motion and a second?
This is Rainey, and I'll make a motion for a closed session for all of that to discuss. Yeah, all of that. Should I read it all?
I would say the first sentence.
Okay. Make a motion for a closed session for the GC for limited personnel matters pursuant to section 10-15-1H of the Open Meetings Act.
This is Hay and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey, I approve.
This is Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay and I approve.
Motion passes.
So I think that's my time to leave.
Yes.
I don't think you need me anymore for the rest of the meeting, right? So I will see you all later.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Bye.
Okay, so we're going to come out of executive session. We're on item 10.2. So we're going to leave the closed session and poll members of the governing council to verify that discussion in the closed session was limited to personnel matters and that no decisions were made. So if I'm polling, I guess I'll just go through everybody's names and you can respond yes or no. We do this so infrequently.
I know.
All right, so Rainey,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
and I'm a yes as well. Moving on to item 10.3, a recommendation to approve the MMCS director contract for the 2026-2027 school year. Is there a motion and a second?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to approve the MMCS director contract for the 2026-2027 school year.
This is Hay, and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay, and I approve.
Motion passes. Item 11, Audit Committee. 11.1, nothing to report. And we have made it to item 12. Is there a motion to adjourn?
This is Rainey. I make a motion to adjourn.
This is Hay, and I second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote. This is Brian. I approve.
This is Rainey. I approve.
Brooke, I approve.
And this is Hay, and I approve.
The motion passes and the meeting is adjourned at 6:17 p.m.
I think this is the fastest long meeting we've ever had.
This was impressive. I must say.
Thank you guys so much for helping me get out on time so I can get on to these graduation events. And also thank you for your trust in me to lead Mountain Mahogany. It's one of the honors of my life to be able to do this work. So thank you.
I always brag about my service on the GC, and part of that is bragging about you. So I'm glad you're here.
Same to all of you guys. Obviously, Mountain Mahogany doesn't exist without a governing council. And, I can't tell you how grateful I am that you're taking your time on a Friday afternoon to do this work. So enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, everyone.
You do the same. See everybody.
Yeah.
Hi, and congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
congrats.
you.
Take care.
Everybody.
Good night.